Alright, we're nearing the end of this review. Now, here's the only fundamental weapon in this game, the crossbow. Now, only Ada Wong can use this in the regular game without DLC. But in the DLC, I believe Sherry Birkin can also use the crossbow. Alright, let's test it out. Alright, so you have a choice of regular arrows or explosive arrows. So now, I'm going to test both kinds of rounds on a Jawabo, and then I'm going to test it on a Whopper. Because I'm pretty sure those explosive rounds pack a punch. Holy cow, the size of the bow lodged in that guy's stomach, that was either glitched out or that's just unreal, because that thing was like 3 times as big as the normal size of the bow. I don't know what the hell that was. So anyway, with regular arrows, the crossbow takes 2 arrows to take down a standard Jawabo. Now I forgot to mention a special thing the crossbow can do with the regular arrows. You can pin enemies to walls and the ground, since the arrow goes all the way through them. So if you're near a wall or the ground, you can pin enemies down and make it very easy to do melee moves and save some ammo. I will show that after the initial testing, but for now let's test a explosive arrow on a Jawabo. We all know it's only going to take 1, but let's just see them blow to bits anyway. I'll test it on this mutated one. Oh wow! Oh my god! Explosion! Alright, that poor bastard behind him. Like, wrong place, wrong time, buddy. Alright, now I'll properly test the explosive arrows on a Whopper. The regular arrows on it might take too long, but explosive, why not? Alright, so 2 explosive arrows from the crossbow to take down a Whopper. Now, right before that, I shot a Whopper Supreme with regular arrows, and he went down in 4 arrows. So the regular arrows do pack a punch as well as the explosive arrows. You can kind of look at it as the explosive has a blast radius, so it'll get more people in the blast, and it will instantly kill small enough enemies. Just blow them to bits. Alright, that is it for testing the crossbow. I'll show you that wall pin and ground pin right now. So there was the ground pin, now for the wall pin. Alright, so yeah, you could use that to your advantage. And you have to do that to get past a certain point in Ada's campaign. Alright, that is it for the crossbow. Alright, now for the explosive weapons. And the first one is the well-known grenade launcher. That weapon that uses multiple rounds. Now, in this one, they go back to the roots of Resident Evil. You only get 3 rounds in this game. You get explosive rounds, you get acid rounds, and you get nitrogen or freeze rounds. So, let's test them all out. Now, I'm going to do what I did in Resident Evil 5. When I test it with a male, I'm going to show 3 shots of each round, with the last one being slow mode. And then when I test it with a female, it's just going to be 1 shot of each round, for a total of 3 shots with the female. So let's test it out. Alright, explosions. Now I'm going to test it 2 times, just like I did in the original. First I'm going to test it on a Crowd Jawavo, just to see what each one does differently. Then I'm going to test 2 of those 3 rounds on a Whopper. The reason why I say 2 is because the nitrogen rounds are mainly used to freeze enemies over. On a Whopper, I don't think you could freeze a Whopper, so since you can't freeze a Whopper, those rounds aren't probably going to do much damage to him. And there's just not enough rounds in Mercenaries mode to cover for that. Alright, so explosive rounds, they get blown to smithereens and get scattered. Acid rounds, you burn all of their clothes off, and they are in so much pain from the acid burn. And nitrogen rounds, of course, freezes them over, and any impact will instantly kill them, just like Resident Evil 5. Alright, now to properly test the grenade launcher's explosive rounds and acid rounds on a Whopper. Alright, so as I predicted, the grenade launcher with explosive rounds takes only 2 rounds, just like the Bear Commander. Alright, now let's try acid rounds. Alright, so I fired an extra round, so that last one doesn't count. And also, one of the rounds I fired hit a zombie that was behind me, which was utter bullshit. But anyway, that shot missed, so 10 acid rounds to take down a Whopper. Now that's if you directly hit him. So acid rounds are one hell of a weak round. But once again, when it comes to the grenade launcher, each round does a specific damage to certain types of enemies. That being said, the acid rounds have lost their superior damage throughout the Resident Evil series. In the first 2 Resident Evils, they were always the most powerful round. Alright, now, nitrogen rounds, like I said, I am not going to test on a Whopper. So, that concludes the grenade launcher. Alright, now for the last explosive weapon. The rocket launcher. Now, this is what pisses me off about Resident Evil 6 the most. It is the first game in the Resident Evil main series to not feature an unlockable infinite rocket launcher for any reason. The only way to get an infinite rocket launcher in this game is to mod it. I know there's a mod out there with the infinite rocket launcher, but I don't plan on getting it, so don't ask me how to get it. Now, I just noticed right here and now that if you look at the picture of the rocket launcher, on the rocket itself there's a little red mark. I don't know if that's part of the design of the rocket, or is that just a kiss mark that Ada Wong always leaves on a lot of things she leaves for Leon. So, yeah, there's just a little thing to mention right there. But anyway, the rocket launcher, it's only one-time use. You can only use it in Leon's campaign, or with Chris Redfield in Mercenaries mode, if you're his alternative costume. So, let's test the rocket launcher out the best we can. There's the king of explosions for you. Alright, I'm gonna test this on the most appropriate enemy, the only enemy you tested on in campaign mode. The final boss in Leon's scenario, Derek C. Simmons.
Leon!
Roger!
Hurry it up!
Back off, will ya?
Alright, there is the ever-powerful rocket launcher for you. Alright, we have reached the final phase of this weapon review. Now the last weapon that is depicted here that I'm going to show is the gun turret. But I'm going to do exactly what I did in Resident Evil 5. Instead of talking about each weapon, I'm just going to skim through the rest of this weapon review just by showcasing every other possible weapon in this game. And the gun turret will be the first of those weapons. All the rest of the weapons in this game aren't shown in the screen. So enjoy the rest of this weapon review.
bother. We can handle this. I've had enough of these stupid games.
That's it? Show's over?
Chris, if it hits, it's gonna be a hell of a lot worse than a normal warhead. And the only way we can stop it is getting on that carrier. We've got no choice. Okay, get ready. I'm going in. It's gonna be a hell of a lot worse than a normal warhead. And the only way we can stop it is by getting on that carrier. We've got no choice. Okay, get ready. I'm going in. Try to stay in control.
Alright, that concludes this weapon review. Now, one little thing before I wrap it all up, just want to let you know, once again, physical attacks are counted as a weapon in this game. But I'm not going to show them because I have a whole review of melee moves and physical attacks in a separate video series. It's just simply Resident Evil 6 melee moves. And it's in 6 parts. There are a shitload of melee moves in this game. At least I was nice enough to show you all the weapons that you could do melee moves with. So, it's good enough. And that concludes my HD remake of Resident Evil 6 weapons review. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I enjoyed remaking it in 1080p high definition and using the slow-mo and reverse effects in the video. This review was relatively easier to make than the previous Resident Evil 5 weapon review, probably because I didn't show the weapons with upgrades in this one since they're detachable. Upgrades in this game are called skills, by the way. But anyway, I'm happy I was able to remake this in HD for you guys, and I hope you leave the video feeling good. Alright, so regular viewers, you may stop the video here if you wish, since the rest is just speech, and me giving my dedicated subscribers some awesome news. So guess what, subscribers? This remaking era, which I've been in for almost a year now, has finally come to an end. I have remade all melee move and weapon reviews on the Xbox 360, and a select few on other systems. The whole purpose of the remakes was to give you guys better quality so you could enjoy the video better. So I hope I achieved that task of mine. I'm really glad that the remaking era is over now, so I can return to making brand new videos for you guys, as well as address all viewers at the end of my videos rather than just subscribers. So as some of you already know, the next videos I'm going to make will be updated versions of Resident Evil Revelations melee moves and weapons. I do not count those as remakes since I'm going from crappy screen-recorded Nintendo 3DS gameplay to directly captured HD console gameplay. I will do weapons first because the 3DS version on my channel right now of the weapons review looks really terrible and it needs to get eradicated from my main channel. But I can't do that until I update it first. After that, I will do the melee moves and it will replace the 3DS video currently on my channel. Alright, so look forward to all that. This is Shankster94, aka TheGamerShankster. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hope you all enjoyed this final HD remake. Peace out, you guys are the best. Except for that stunt you guys pulled when I invited you to Omegle. See you guys later.